In local news, for those who have walked the halls of Southern Door High School this week, red has been the dominant color that has been seen. Teachers have been wearing this color in protest to Governor Scott Walker's plan to remove all abilities of unions for public jobs, excluding police officers and firefighters. This has created quite the uproar as schools around the state were forced to close due to teachers calling in sick. In Madison, Friday concluded the third straight day of no school because school was canceled due to the lack of teachers. Today we have our very own Mr. Tim to comment about the events occurring. Explain what this particular bill consists of and how it'll affect the students here at Southern Door.
Sure, the bill really has three major parts to it. One of the parts of the bill is a reduction of, it's somewhat of a salary reduction by making state workers pay half of their Wisconsin retirement system funds, a pension fund, and increasing healthcare premiums up to 12.6%. Some state workers pay lower healthcare premiums than others. Here, teachers at Southern Door already pay 10% of their healthcare premium, so it would be at Southern Door an increase of 2.6% of what teachers would fund for their healthcare premiums. And then the third part of the bill, which is the most important part of the bill, that I don't think the mainstream media has picked up on, is taking away of collective bargaining rights from state workers' unions. That would include teachers' unions, and that's the main part of the bill that we're seeing the protests about.
And how would this bill that Governor Scott Walker has created affect the Southern Door community as a whole?
Well, a lot of our teachers are members of the community. It's gonna ask teachers to, and not just teachers, state workers. It's not just teachers, state workers. Besides police and firefighters, it's going to ask them to make some important decisions on their spending, which can impact local businesses. I think it's uniting teachers on a level here locally that can be seen as a positive. But I think you're going to have people questioning their profession if they want to stay in the profession. I think you're going to see really good teachers leave the profession, which can have an impact on the education of young people.
Definitely. And what are the teachers' efforts to protest against this particular bill? What have you been doing?
Well, me personally, I've emailed every state senator on a daily basis this week. I've emailed my local state assemblyman on a daily basis. I've emailed Governor Walker. I've called the governor's office every night. I've called my state assembly, and every night I've called my state senator in my district every night. None of those things have been replied to for me personally. We're trying to be united based on what we wear. We're meeting locally as a union to talk about what this means for us locally and the impact that it's going to have on us and kids in our community.
Definitely. Well, thank you for being with us and sharing what you have about this problem. And we will continue to keep you updated definitely next week to see what the progress is with this issue.
Purdue took on Wisconsin at home Wednesday night, finishing off the Badgers 70-62 in a tough Big Ten battle. The Boilermakers, now 14-0 at home, have come a long way since losing their star forward Robbie Hummel in the beginning of the season. Since then, other players have stepped up, including point guard Juwan Johnson, who scored 20 of Purdue's points on Wednesday, but more notably was able to hold Wisconsin point guard Jordan Taylor to only 15. Purdue excelled at the free throw line and minimized on their turnovers, proving that they can compete with top 10 teams. Also on Wednesday, UConn's Kemba Walker shut down Georgetown as the Huskies beat the Hoyas 78-70. Walker scored 31 points to lead the team, also adding 10 rebounds and 6 assists. No Georgetown player could stop him from driving, though several tried. To lead the Hoyas was Chris Wright, scoring 19 points and shooting an impressive 60% beyond the arc. But this wasn't enough, as UConn came out with a win. In other sports news, on Thursday, Cassie Herkelman became the first girl to win an Iowa State tournament wrestling match, but it was by default. She was scheduled to wrestle against Joel Northrup, a sophomore with great potential of taking the championship. However, he defaulted because of his religious beliefs, saying, "Wrestling is a combat sport and it can get violent at times. As a matter of my conscience and my faith, I do not believe that it is appropriate for a boy to engage a girl in this manner." So because of this, Cassie Herkelman was named the first round winner of the match and will go on to compete in the quarterfinals. In NFL news, Kansas Governor Sam Brownback signed a proclamation that named February 17th Jordy Nelson Day in the state of Kansas. Jordy Nelson, Green Bay Packers wide receiver, is a Kansas native and a graduate of Kansas State University. He, his wife, and his son were all present at the ceremony. I'm Katie B., and that was your weekly sports report.
In world news this week, thousands gathered in Cairo's Tahrir Square on last Friday for a Day of Victory rally to celebrate the one-week anniversary of the ouster of former President Hosni Mubarak. The march at the square, the epicenter of the 18-day protests that led to Mubarak stepping down, is meant to remind the military that Egyptians were watching the ongoing reform process. The military has been in charge since February 11th, when Mubarak's resignation was announced. Top military leaders have gotten rid of the parliament, suspended the constitution, and vowed to remain in charge until elections can be held in 6 months or so. This has been a rough and liberating experience for many Egyptians and is far from over, but these protesters have seen a great victory for their country. Teenage heartthrob Justin Bieber has expressed his controversial views on abortion. Bieber told Rolling Stone magazine that he doesn't believe in abortion even in the case of rape. He feels that abortion should be illegal, and just
start over.
Okay.
Make sure you say illegal, because it kind of sounded like you said legal.
Oh, okay. In other news, oh shoot, I didn't wait long enough. Okay. In other news, teenage heartthrob Justin Bieber has revealed his controversial views on abortion. Bieber told Rolling Stone magazine that he believes that abortion should be illegal even in cases of rape. Bieber has recently debuted his new movie, Never Say Never, which has raked in the cash, earning $30.3 million in its first week on the market. This movie is an hour and 53 minutes long and is currently at your local theaters, so go and check it out. This has been World News with Cora B.